Welcome back. Coronavirus is on the loose. Welcome back to Getting Her to Say I Do. My dating vlog is we tracking journey through my journey to getting married, finding a wife. I'm not supposed to say that word. Finding a spouse, a potential mate to do life with. Um, we are currently on lockdown. Coronavirus is spread like can't have church. All non-essential uh, businesses, gyms, um, hookah, all them lounges and all that other stuff closed. Bars closed. They said you can't go. Um, Only place to open is Walmart. You can't go inside any places and eat food. You have to um, order to go or go through the drive-through. So that's where we're at. Need some more light in here. There we go. Hey, Chickenfoot, forehead just shining. Um, so that's kind of where we're at. And this lockdown thing is for the birds. It is not for me. I'm not like I don't mind. I don't mind sitting in the house and being in the house. Like I'm okay with that. That's cool. But not being able to communicate and be around other people like that, I'm not made for that. I'm kind of easily overwhelmed by people. Like when there's like people are draining. But I also enjoy being around people, like feed off of life and all that other stuff. Also, look at my hair; it's so thick and full and long and healthy. Healthy relationships, healthy living, not stress, no stressful. Just gives you full, thick hair. It's so beautiful. It's like a crown. So that's kind of where we're at. But I want to talk about communication today because I realized that this journey through dating is fun. It's exciting. It's also terrifying. But it's difficult because communication. I know we talked about communication before, but this part of communication. So I want to perfect my ability to communicate in this season of singleness, so that I can be an effective communicator. But I struggle with talking to girls, like the initial, like initiating a conversation. It's so awkward for me. There was this girl at the gym. She was really pretty, and she was working out. And I think I'd met her like the week before, maybe, and she was working out, and I waved like this while she's working out. You don't do that. It's kind of creepy now. I think about it. Oh my goodness. Um, and she ignored me and finished her workout routine, and then she was like, "Oh, hey," and gave me a hug. And it was kind of awkward, like a weird, like I don't know how to initiate the conversation. I'm cool with keeping the conversation, sustaining. I think maybe, but I'm not good with initiating the conversation, and I'm probably not even good with the whole conversation. But I think one important thing is whenever you're dating or whenever you meet somebody is to engage them in meaningful conversation. If you can have meaningful conversation, it pretty much opens the door for everything else because then you get to know the person, you understand the person and stuff like that. But how do you get to meaningful conversation? How do you get to a spot to where you're engaging and talking to them like you find something that they're interested in or that you're interested in, maybe it doesn't have to be something that you're interested in, but just something that they're interested in, and you let them talk, just talk and talk and talk until they're blue in the face, and it creates this kind of like ominous kind of like, oh, I really don't know him. Like I've sit here and poured my entire life out to this man or to this person, and I don't know anything about them. So that's kind of cool. Like to just if you get them talking about something that they're passionate about, one, you know that they're passionate about it, they can sit there and talk about it. But then you just listen, intentionally listen to everything that they're saying. Of course, you keep track, like you think of a question. But if they continue to talk, you just let them talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and then you ask them another question about it, and then you just allow them to talk, and then you get to see what they're passionate about, what they're intentionally pursuing or desiring, how they feel about certain things, and they like you can find out other clues about stuff from them talking about this one thing. So just listening to them and then having meaningful conversation. It's not about you talking, but about you listening to them as they talk. But I struggle with this because people are so stinking boring. Like we have videos and like stories on social media and stuff like that. Like I watch my own videos because I'm extremely interesting. I know that seems like I'm arrogant or self-centered. Not at all. I'm extremely interesting and funny. A lot of people are dry and boring and just like, I don't want to watch you drink alcohol. I don't want to watch you shake your butt. Like I'm not interested in that. It's not really what I'm interested in. So trying to find something that I don't mind listening to someone talk about, I don't mind someone like listening to someone tell about and share about. Like that's a difficulty for me. Like finding something that I'm actually interested in. So I think I get a new crush every week. Like there was 5 girls, and I know this is a problem. We'll talk about this later. There's 5 girls that I was really, really interested in. 2 of them probably never gonna happen. One of them is pretty sure not gonna happen, and the other one's probably not gonna happen either. And the other one's just like is the fifth one, but like I just think she was cute. But this is like a real problem. Where was I going with this? I don't know, but anyways, like oh yeah. So the first thing that I look at when I see a woman is if she's attractive. That's the first thing. Like before anything, are you attractive? Cool. If you're attractive, then you pass through the first gate, and then we see if you have substance, and then we see if you love Jesus. And then people say that's backwards, and I understand it could be backwards or whatever. But I if you're not attractive, I don't want to listen to you or talk to you or be like engaging you in a relationship. Like we can talk about other stuff, but I'm not gonna pursue you in a relationship type thing. I know that seems shallow and that seems rude, but then the second one is, do you have substance? And like if you're extremely attractive, I'll probably listen to you talk for a little bit longer than if you're not. But if you have no substance, I'm not going to listen to you talk. It's going to be extremely boring, and I'm going to keep on going. I might if you're really attractive, but like I'm trying to figure out how to balance this because I don't want to. I think it was in Coming to America, and he's like, "So you'd rather share your kingdom with a beautiful fool?" And he said, like, no, I don't want to marry somebody who has no intelligence but is extremely attractive. Like, I want you to have substance. So that's where communication and this conversation is so stinking important. Like, so maybe there should be conversation more than communication. Like, to listen to someone talk and pour out their heart about what they're passionate about, what they care about, what they think, how they feel regarding these things, or whatever it is that they're passionate about. But then to listen and to respond and get feedback. Like, and that's so important. I know that looks will change. That one day she won't be as fine as she was whenever I first met her. I understand that she's gonna have kids, my kids. I understand that part, but if you can have meaningful conversation with someone, then that is for a lifetime. But what if someone is just so stinking boring? How do you overcome that? I think that just means they're not the one for you. If you're not interested in them and what they have going on, that means that they're not the one for you. So how do you overcome that? How do you go around that to get to the place where you want to be? So I'm focusing on conversation, and I struggle with this because I tend to dominate conversations. Um, this because I have a lot of opinion, I have a lot of thoughts, so I need to be more intentional about knowing to listen and ask questions. You are extremely handsome, young man. But to listen and let them speak and share their thoughts and their feelings, and that will tell you everything that you need to know about them, and just open up so many more doors about conversation. And then when you leave that first initial conversation, after they completely poured their heart out and you engaged and listened, they're gonna feel so special and wonderful and feel so I'm gonna be attracted to you. So I'm gonna work on my conversation ability, but I really just need some cold one-liners to just start it off. Like, man, do your feet hurt? Cause you've been running through my mind all day. Like I just something cold like that to just start it off, and she laughs. Ah, boy, you stupid. No, but seriously, like, what do you say next? I don't know what to say next. So I've been looking at videos on YouTube and like just like how do you have conversation? How do you initiate a conversation? Because it's so much deeper than just saying, "Oh, you have pretty fingernails," or "Oh, well, maybe that's weird. Oh, you have pretty hair. I like your T-shirt." Oh, I could do that. I like your shirt. Oh, are you from there? Do you like them? Do you like sports? Blah blah blah. And I maybe See, and that's difficult because some people say if you get short responses, then that means the person is not interested in you. Maybe they're not interested in what you're talking about, or maybe they're just not a good communicator. They're not comfortable. So, how do you open up the floor for them to talk and communicate? Find something that they're interested in and that they want to talk about, and then just let them run wild. But how do you do that without asking a bunch of questions? That's the difficult part. I'm gonna go figure that out, and then I'm gonna come back and let you guys know how this works. I'm gonna go and talk to somebody. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in and checking in to Getting Her to Say I Did It video dating blog of me tracking and journeying through marriage, tracking and journeying through dating until marriage and finding a spouse and all that other stuff. It's been crazy because we've been locked down with this coronavirus. Maybe this we'll talk about next time till death do us part. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, thoughts, complaints, let me know. Like and share and subscribe to the video in the bottom corner or on the top corner, wherever it is. But yeah, if you guys want to hear about anything or want to know anything, feel free to ask, and I will let you guys know. Until next time, stay away from other people so you don't get corona.